The Galactic Medical Convention had drawn physicians from 47 species across the known universe, but Dr. Elena Vasquez was the only human in attendance. She stood before the assembled xenobiologists, her presentation on human physiology projected behind her in translucent holograms that showed the intricate workings of her species' cardiovascular system. The questions had been predictable at first. Why did humans require such frequent hydration? How did they survive on a planet with such violent weather patterns? But then Dr. Krilvan, a crystalline entity from Sector 9, raised what appeared to be a sensory appendage. The scent, the alien physician said, their voice resonating through a translation matrix. When your tissue samples were analyzed, there was a distinct metallic odor. Is this indicative of contamination or disease? Elena smiled, a gesture that made several aliens recoil slightly. She had forgotten that baring teeth was considered aggressive among most species. That's just the iron, she replied simply. The conference hall fell silent. 73 alien eyes, visual sensors, and electromagnetic receptors focused on the human woman. Iron, repeated Dr. Thex, an amphibious being whose species had achieved space travel 3,000 years before humans discovered fire. The metal? You have metal, inside you? Well, yes, Elena said, pulling up a new diagram. Human blood contains hemoglobin, which uses iron atoms to bind and transport oxygen throughout our bodies. Every red blood cell is essentially a tiny metal carrier. The assembly erupted in a cacophony of sounds, clicks, whistles, and electromagnetic pulses that the translation matrix struggled to process. Dr. Krilvan's crystalline form flickered with what Elena had learned to recognize as distress. You are saying that humans deliberately incorporated heavy metals into their biological processes? This is a Class 7 toxin in most species. Not deliberately, Elena explained, her voice calm despite the growing agitation in the room. It's evolutionary. Our planet, Earth, has abundant iron in its crust. Our ancestors evolved to use what was available. A gelatinous physician from the Drexler Nebula pulsed with bioluminescence, the patterns translating to deep concern. But the oxidation. The cellular damage. How do you not corrode from within? Elena had prepared for skepticism, but not quite this level of alarm. She pressed on with her presentation, showing microscopic images of red blood cells, the hemoglobin molecules clearly visible. Our bodies have evolved countermeasures. Antioxidants, cellular repair mechanisms, and impossible, shouted a insectoid physician, mandibles clicking frantically. My species studied iron-based biochemistry for centuries as a theoretical impossibility. The energy requirements alone would require an enormous caloric intake, Elena interrupted gently. Which is why humans eat so frequently compared to most species. We consume between 1,800 to 3,000 calories daily just to maintain basic functions. The silence returned, heavier this time. Dr. Thex's breathing apparatus bubbled with agitation. That's more than a Dracian consumes in a week. You're saying humans are constantly feeding just to keep toxic metals circulating through their systems? It's not toxic to us, Elena said. It's essential. Without iron, we'd die within minutes. Our cells would starve for oxygen. She pulled up comparative data, showing oxygen saturation levels across species. The human levels were nearly triple that of most spacefaring races. A reptilian physician named Zorek spoke up, their forked tongue tasting the air nervously. This explains the incident reports. Human soldiers who suffered wounds on the battlefield, their blood disturbed the Vrax warriors. The Vrax have chemical sensors attuned to detect metal deposits for mining. They thought the humans were bleeding ore. Elena nodded. There were several diplomatic incidents, yes. But that's partly why I'm here, to help everyone understand human biology. Dr. Krilvan approached the podium, their crystalline structure refracting the light into prismatic patterns. Dr. Vasquez, with respect, your species should not exist. The metabolic cost, the toxicity, the sheer improbability of evolving stable iron-based oxygen transport. And yet, here I am, Elena said softly. Another voice emerged from the crowd, this one belonging to a gaseous entity contained within a force field. Perhaps we are asking the wrong questions. Not how do humans survive with iron in their blood, but what else are they capable of because of it? Elena felt a surge of gratitude toward the speaker. That's an excellent point. Our iron-rich blood allows for exceptional oxygen efficiency. Human endurance is remarkable by galactic standards. We can maintain physical activity for hours. Our healing factor is accelerated. Our immune response is aggressive. Aggressive is an understatement, muttered Zorak. Human immune systems attack foreign bodies with a ferocity we've only seen in military nanoweapons. Dr. Thex gurgled thoughtfully. I've read reports from the frontier wars. Human soldiers who continued fighting despite catastrophic injuries that would have killed any of our species instantly. We attributed it to psychological factors, stubbornness, perhaps. Stubbornness helps, Elena admitted with another careful smile. But it's also the oxygen capacity. Our brains receive constant high-level oxygenation. We can think clearly under extreme stress. Make decisions while injured. Push past what should be biological limits. The crystalline physician's form shifted, colors swirling within their structure. You are saying that humans weaponized their own biochemistry through evolution? That your death world forced you to adapt by incorporating substances that would kill most intelligent species? Elena considered the question carefully. Earth is a harsh planet by galactic standards, yes. Heavy gravity, aggressive microorganisms, extreme temperature variations, and abundant heavy metals. We didn't weaponize anything consciously. We simply adapted to survive. The iron was there, and life found a way to use it. Life found a way, Dr. Krillvan repeated slowly. A generous interpretation. I would say life was forced into a corner and chose the most improbable solution. Maybe, Elena agreed. But it worked. We're here now, traveling the stars, attending medical conferences, and apparently terrifying everyone with our metallic blood. A few uncertain sounds rippled through the assembly, perhaps alien laughter, Elena hoped. The gaseous entity spoke again. This changes our understanding of biochemical possibility. If humans can thrive with iron-based oxygen transport, what other impossible evolutionary paths might exist in unexplored regions? Dr. Thex's breathing apparatus bubbled rhythmically. It also explains why human medicine seems so aggressive to us. Your entire species operates at a higher intensity than most of the galaxy. Elena nodded. We burn bright and fast. It's why our lifespan seems short to many of you. We pack a lot of living into the time we have. Dr. Krillvan's crystalline form had settled into a steady blue glow, indicating deep thought. Dr. Vasquez, I believe I speak for many here when I say that humanity's admission to the Galactic Medical Council was controversial. We thought your species too primitive, too unstable. But now I understand. You're not primitive. You're simply adapted to conditions the rest of us would consider hell. Earth is home, Elena said simply. And it made us who we are. The conference hall remained quiet for a long moment before erupting into genuine discussion, not panic this time, but scientific curiosity. Questions flew about human adaptation, biochemistry, and the implications for xenobiology. As Elena fielded inquiries about iron supplementation, hemoglobin variants, and human resilience, she realized something profound. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their determination. It was their ability to thrive in conditions that would destroy most other species. They had turned their death world into an advantage. The metal in their blood was just the beginning.